In this video, we will do an example where we find the expected number of new members chosen for a basketball drill. So the question says there are 4 new and 8 returning members on the basketball team. 5 people are chosen for a practice drill. What is the expected number of new members chosen? So I want to begin by having you do a quick pause for 1 minute just to get this problem started. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause the video. Key things I want you to be thinking about are, how should I label my random variable? What should it be? What are the values of it? And then setting up a preliminary expression for your expected value. Alrighty, so hopefully you paused it for about a minute, maybe 2 minutes to try to get this one started. It's really important in these expected value word problems where it's not necessarily given what the random variable should be. So because it says to find the expected number of new members chosen, I'm going to let x simply be the number of new members that are chosen. So now let's list the values that this could take on. So this can be however many new members that we could have in this group of 5 that's chosen. So either that could be 0, there's no new members, or 1, or 2, or 3, or up to 4, because we have only 4 new members total. All right, so we are ready to start to formulate our expected value. The expected value, we take each of these values, 0, 1, up to 4, and multiply it by the probability of it occurring, and then sum those up. So the first value in this list is 0. I'll multiply that by the probability that x is 0, that we have 0 new members chosen, plus the next value, which is 1, times its probability, the probability that x is 1, and then plus 2 times the probability that x is 2, plus we'd get plus 3 times the probability that x is 3, and then finally plus 4 times the probability that x is 4. All right, so let's focus on one of these probabilities now. So let's say the probability that x is 1. So we've reached the most challenging part of this problem, trying to determine these probabilities. So I want to give you the opportunity first to try this. So I'm going to ask you to pause that video, focus on just the probability that x equals 1. The other ones are going to be similar. Pause it for 3 minutes and see if you can work out this probability. If you get done with it, move on to the other ones. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause it. Try to work out the probability that x is 1 for about 3 minutes. Alrighty, so hopefully you did that. Hopefully you paused it and tried to work out that probability. So I'm going to start to work it out below. If I want the probability that x is 1, that means if x is 1, that means we have 1 new member and 4 returning members who are going to be chosen. So when I set up my fraction for probability, so I'm going to set up a big old fraction here. On the top, I'm going to need to find the number of ways I could pick 1 new person and the number of ways I can pick these 4 returners. So I'll need the number of ways. And it doesn't matter the order in which I pick them, so I'm going to use the word choose. Number of ways to choose. First, 1 out of 4 new people. And that's going to get multiplied by the number of ways to choose these 4 returners. The number of ways to choose 4 out of, and there's 8. There were 8 total returning members out of 8 returners. And the denominator in probabilities is the total number of outcomes. In this case, this is the total number of ways to choose. Overall, we're choosing 5 out of, how many total people are there? There's 4 new and 8 returners. That means there are 12 total people. So the denominator is total number of ways to choose 5 out of 12 members of this team. Okay, so these things on the top are going to be combinations. So the first one is going to be 4 choose 1, and that's going to get multiplied by 8 choose 4. The denominator, number of ways to choose 5 out of 12 members, that is 12 choose 5. So I'm going to put this all in a little gray bubble just so that I know that this was just the probability that x equals 1. I'm also going to highlight it in blue, just like I did above with the probability that x equals 1, just so it stands out, just so I know that this isn't my final answer. This was just one of these probabilities. All right, so if I think about these other probabilities, they're going to be really similar. When x is 2, whoops, let's go to the pen. When x is 2, that means there are 2 new people. And, whoops, try that and better. Let's just put a comma. And there's 3 returners to make our group of 5. When x is 3, this means there are 3 new people and 2 returners. And then finally, x is 4 means there are 4 new people and 1 returner. So if I do the same type of thing now, and I work out this whole expected value, this is going to be equal to, well, 0 times whatever is 0. I don't even need to work out this probability, which is nice. And then I'll get 1 times the probability that x is 1, that we have 1 new member. That's what we just worked out here. That's 4 choose 1 times 8 choose 4 over 12 choose 5. Then I'm going to get plus 2 times the probability that we have 2 new members. So I'm going to do this more quickly. There's still on the denominator going to be 12 choose 5. That's the number of ways to choose 5 out of 12 members. There's going to be 2 combinations on the top, one for the new members, one for the old members. Okay, for the new members, there's 4 new members overall. Now I'm choosing 2 of them in the group. There's 8 returners overall, and I'm going to be choosing 3 of them. Alrighty, so plus the next term of 3 times something, 3 times a probability. The denominator is still 12 choose 5. That's the total number of ways to choose 5 people. And on the top, I need 2 combinations again. One for choosing newbies, one for choosing returners. I'm choosing 3 new people, so I'll get 4 choose 3. And 2 returners, so I'll get 8 choose 2. And then finally, I'll have to have plus 4 times the probability that I have 4 new members and 1 returner. So the denominator is still 12 choose 5. The numerator now is going to be 4 choose 4, because I'm choosing 4 new members out of the 4 newbies I have. And I'm choosing 1 returner, so I'll get 8 choose 1. Okay, so we get this long expression involving combinations. If we work this out with a calculator and simplify it, it ends up being quite nice. It's just 5 over 3. And that is our answer. So I want to end this video with a quick comment, which is just to say, we did this with these combinations and everything. It does turn out that there is a much quicker way to do this problem that involves sort of cleverly selecting some random variables. But I care most that you know how to do this using combinations and can recognize that these probabilities require setting up a fraction in this way. So I'm only going to present it like this.